Recently, an EXE game has been put on the shelf, meaning that there will be no further progress on this game until the owner decides to. Not only that, a co-owner of the game left, and even more executioners were pulled from the roster. All of this snowballed because of two different statements that were posted publicly. So we're going to be seeing both sides of the situation, starting with Raven. Raven has posted something on Twitter regarding why they removed Faker and 2017X from the executioner roster. While they were working with Outcome Memories, there was a lot of misinterpretation and bad communication, leading them to losing their trust on how they handled developing Outcome Memories. Alongside with this, Raven was also worried that the characters might get mishandled in the wrong way. So because all of this stress and future worries, Raven went ahead and pulled 2017X and Faker from the roster. They wanted to patch things up and agreed that this was just not working out. Raven stated in the last paragraph to not start anything or any conflicts with the team. The characters are unfortunately gone and it's gonna stay that way. All they want to do is move on from this. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Because of the way this statement was worded, it made it seem that it was the devs' fault for all of this. Why two amazing popular executioners were pulled. So because of this, Altaz, a person who works in the Outcome Memories team, made a video about covering 3 different statements that were given to him. Because not only Raven had a bad experience with the dev team had a bad experience with her. So from here on forth, I'll be covering that right now. Within this video, he had 3 different statements, and after watching it all, I find it very weird how their statements contradict to Raven's. I'll basically make a TLDR of everyone's statement and compare their statements with what Raven has said on Twitter. Raven stated that Tripwire's situation forced her to be pushed out with almost no time for real testing or any moveset feedback. But the thing is, the statements, all of them have said that Raven 80% of the time never shows up for testing. Alongside with this, her feedback was just complaining about one thing and not elaborating. Whenever you're testing a game, you always have to provide feedback so the developers can figure out a workaround for this issue. Basically, she says, I don't like this, and then just doesn't elaborate. She also sometimes has an unprofessional response when it comes to giving out opinions or ideas, acting dismissive. Altaz also chimed in by saying how he had a bad experience giving feedback to Raven about Tripwire. He says how double jump and glide for Tripwire is too oppressive and too powerful. Then Raven responds with, it's supposed to be like that, shutting down Altaz's complaints over Tripwire. Anyways, continuing on. Another statement has also added in how Raven had problems with Green Hill map, but when she stated it out to Bonely, the map creator of the new Green Hill, she was flat out yelling at him about everything wrong with the map and then left the call. Now, Green Hill on release day wasn't really that good, but she did this in a call full of testers, so everyone heard it. Everyone was uncomfortable after that, including Bonely, one of the owners. Now, I want to go back to focusing on Tripwire, as she is still pretty much powerful. From the statement, a lot of the testers complained about her mines, her lasers, her glide, everything, and nothing changed. She stayed as a powerhouse up until release day, where the community had to deal with something monstrous. So for those people who were complaining how testers didn't do their job, they did. They tried. So, in conclusion, Raven's post complained about cooperation not being done well, people misinterpreting her majority of criticism and feedback, as well as not trusting their way of development. Meanwhile, over at the OM team, they think she's difficult to talk to, ignoring feedback and giving feedback unprofessionally, and overall be one of the main reasons why Tripwire seems so overpowered. They both struggled with each other, and honestly, they really needed to separate. Before I continue on from this, let me tell you how the community reacted from both different statements. When it comes to Raven's statement, a lot of the community started blaming the OM devs. As said a lot in the video, a lot of things came off of, well, they have really bad communication, and the stuff with 2017X and Faker being pulled. Everyone pinned the blame to the Outcome Memories team. Now, onto Altaz's statement video. There were a few mixed opinions, but most of the people just didn't like it. Some of the people actually agreed and were satisfied with the things that were said in the video, as it pointed out some of the flaws that Raven had. The big problem problem that the people had was how the video was shaped. They didn't like how Altaz used Dragon Ball gifs whenever it's supposed to be a serious video. There's a bunch more angry comments that I could go through, but I'll go ahead and simplify what they mostly didn't like about the video. Most of the people didn't like it as it felt like it was mostly acted upon anger. Yes, things were said truthfully of what the team thought of her, but it was said in such an emotionally angry way. So TLDR, Raven's statement, everyone hated the dev team, and for Altaz's video, a lot of people hate it, but there was a bit of mixed opinions in there. Now with both statements out, people actually hated the Altaz video more than the Raven statement, partially because of the things that were said in there, but it was mostly because of the way it was handled. People also didn't like how he called Raven a cancer in the community, which was very insulting. Fortunately, he apologized right after making that statement, but because of how the community was reacting, because of all the negative responses going on from the community, the Outcome Memories team had to act. So ultimately, they had to fire Altaz. Now from here, this was where the story's supposed to end. Owner makes a final statement over this little controversy and then they move on. But the very next day, Altaz uploaded something that revealed so much more of behind the scenes of this video. A follow-up to the situation. This video revealed a bunch of DMs. It showed who were the one providing the anonymous statements and who were supporting the video. Everything went into chaos from here on out, as it revealed that some of the owners were aware of Altaz making the Raven video. Now, for the reason why this was posted, based on the DMs conversations that were revealed, a few of the devs were supporting of this, and then suddenly when the video came out with a bunch of negative feedback, they completely stopped supporting the video. Piecing the puzzle pieces together shows that Altaz felt completely betrayed when this happened, so he uploaded the follow-up leaking everyone's DMs over supporting this. This is when everything started to crash down. Because of this reveal, the developer Discord server went into chaos, leading to Allfather of Future Executioner to be pulled from the game. Alongside with this, Bonely, the co-owner of Outcome Memories, said that he was leaving the game and development. This would later snowball to even more executioners being pulled from the roster, and even more posts talking about the situation. All of this happened in one single day. After this, Altaz left everything from Outcome Memories, and it looks like he doesn't want to associate with Outcome anymore. Now, let's talk about the aftermath. Everyone in the community did not like what they saw. Everyone wanted the owners to take accountability to what recently happened, which later Sobi and Bonely made statements regarding the whole entire situation. I'll first cover Bonely, as he's one of the owners that actually left his position. Starting his document, he immediately apologized for everything that went down, taking full responsibility to what happened. He has the most involvement of this video, and he regrets it, saying how he shouldn't have ever involved himself in the production of this video. He was too caught up in his emotions, not realizing how bad this could be. He also explained why he went through with this, as it seems to be a bunch of pent-up anger and frustration against Raven when they worked together. He would also include where this pent-up anger originally started, then ending it by saying he is leaving his position as co-owner of Outcome Memories. He'll be gone for now to work on his angry emotions, alongside with finding help to better himself. Basically, what he covered in this doc is explained exactly what happened, then finally explained that he'll be leaving his position as owner to seek help. Now, let's go ahead and cover Sobi's doc, which is very important as he's the one who called the shots to shelve Outcome Memories. He stated how he's completely feeling stressed out when it comes to working with Outcome Memories, as it started affecting his health and school learning. Communication was slowly becoming a big problem for the Outcome Memories developers. He's been trying to find ways to better this, but it's really difficult when he has to multitask. Sobi was aware about the Altaz video, but wasn't given the full details. There were multiple times where he wanted to quit making Outcome Memories, but he was convinced not to do so. So he opted to shelf the game until he betters himself, taking full responsibility and apologizing for everything that went down. So to cover this doc, Sobi's health hasn't been doing so well for the past 4 months. He blames himself for making a couple bad moves and overall apologizes for everything that went down, then lastly shelving the game. Now, after these two statements and everything that's been going on, I'll be giving out my opinions. After watching this unfold live in front of me and switching a couple political opinions after seeing more posts being posted, I ultimately think that a lot of this could have been avoided if it was more dealt with privately. I'm sure they did try multiple times and failed with the communication part, but I'm sure if they opened up to what they all truly felt to each other, things could have been heading to a right direction. Unfortunately, I still think Raven's departure was definitely necessary, as it looks like they were having problems working together. Both Raven's and Altaz's posts could have been better worded so it doesn't seem like one saying something negative about the other and then saying nothing negative about themselves. So that's my opinion on the situation. If you want to share anything of what you think or anything that you want to add to the video, please comment down below. I would really like to see your takes and your opinions over this video. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the situation. I'll see you guys next time.